Do you want to make the next 100 days the best your life has ever been? You know, there's a number of ways you can improve yourself and improve your life, but tactics and strategies are overall not the high-level 10,000-foot view of someone who is continually reinventing themselves and reaching that next level, the 2.0 version of themselves. In reality, there's one simple principle, and it's not a strategy, not a journaling exercise, not a book to read, it's not a notebook you need to buy. It is a high-level philosophy and a mindset that is one that will keep you continually iterating and improving yourself. And in this video, we'll jump into the exact reasons why, number one, your life is not changing, and number two, how you can make the next quarter or season the best it has ever been. You know, there are two things that will keep your life the exact same. The very first thing is that the enemy of the great is the good. This is a quote that comes from Jim Collins' book, Good to Great. And I think about this a lot in terms of day-to-day life. You know, like when you think about people, I like to think of relationships as a perfect example of why people will never change or leave. Have you ever had a friend where you know their relationship kind of sucks, or it's just super mediocre? Do they really love each other? Are they really excited to be with each other? Are they super compatible and having a great time? No, but you know, for them, the fear of being out there, alone, single, not having anyone to be with at the end of the day, not having someone to be with on the weekends or to do things with or to talk to or text throughout the day, you know that this person is staying in the relationship that they don't even really care about that much, wasting their time, wasting another person's time, because the fear of being single outweighs how terrible the current mediocre relationship is. And to me, this is one of those things where if it's toxic, it's obviously bad, but if it's just okay, it's also bad. Because for most of us, we will tolerate the okay job if it pays our bills and gives us security. The okay guy or girl that you're not really that interested in, like you're just not that into them, but they're there. So you can text them, you have someone to go out and get drinks with or watch movies with or have dinner with. In general, what I've seen is that the okay life, the life that is just the lowest level of golden handcuffs, 50K, just so you can not stress about finances, is ironically the best and the worst thing. It is the best because it keeps you off the street, sure, but it is the worst thing because it keeps you from your ultimate potential. And your ultimate potential could be 5 or 10 times that and even happier. That's in love, that's in finance, that's in career, that's in whatever life you want. So for a lot of us, the good, the okay, the mediocre, while it is okay, it's the enemy of living your ultimate potential and really building a life that truly you love and truly excites you. But what do you do about that, right? I'm not saying quit the okay job, leave that average person you're not really that into, like you're not in love with them. But there's something you should do instead and something else you should really think about. So what is the thing that keeps you and your life the same? It comes down to one word, which is fear. One thing I've seen is that most of us will never change without negative pressure. Right? The fear of, oh my God, I better get my life together because something bad's going to happen. The fear is honestly the reason people stay the same. And if you look at that, like the vibrational spectrum of like the elevated emotions, the low level emotions, fear and anxiety and overwhelm are some of the lowest vibration emotions. And passion, excitement, love are those positive, creative, generative emotions. So fear is why people stay in a job that they don't love. Fear is why people stay in a relationship with someone they don't really like that much, or even a toxic one. Fear is why people don't move to that new city, New York or LA, when they were just fantasizing about doing that and just taking a risk on their dream. Fear is why people don't create a YouTube channel and put their words and their mission and their life story out there. Fear is why people don't write that book. So overwhelmingly, it is fear more than anything that will keep you in the exact same circumstances in your life. It is fear that will do that. And so it is fear, the number one thing you have to conquer if you want to live an exceptional life and you want life to change. If I asked you, if you were fearless and you knew in a year you would meet like your dream guy or dream girl if you left the current one, that, let's be real, is not the dream person. If I were God and I gave you an absolute promise, right? In 1 year you will meet them. Couldn't you easily leave that relationship? Or if I said, you know what, if you leave this 50K job that you don't like, and instead you spend an hour a night building skills around a passion or a project or career you're really interested in, and I'll guaranteed pay you 100 grand at the end of the year as your new salary, would you leave your job? Of course you would. Because it was guaranteed, there's no fear. In reality, those same actions are likely to make your goals and your dreams come true. There's never a guarantee about anything in life, but if you take the time and you make the sacrifice, realistically those things are going to happen. You just can't see it. You don't know when, you don't know how, you don't know who's gonna be that person you meet, you don't know when you'll meet them. Coffee shop, party. You have no clue when you'll meet that next person you fall in love with. But this kind of surrender experiment regarding fear is directly proportional. The faster you can approach those fears, the faster your life will change. And that is exactly what people do not do. So one thing I started doing was I started keeping a journal of all my fears. The fears initially were kind of corny. It was like upload a YouTube video, ask the girl out at the smoothie shop, ask my boss for a raise. And then the fears got bigger and bigger and bigger. They were like, go on a shark dive in Fiji, go bungee jumping, go skydiving. I actually did all 3 on one trip. And then as time has gone on, the fears have evolved. I became an entrepreneur. Then you have a fear of going out of business. Then you get into a relationship with someone you really love and you're like, what if I'm not good enough for them? Then it's like, I wanna go to 2 new countries. And then you realize I don't have any money saved. So then your fear is, what happens if my business fails and I have no money and I'm on the street? Right? If you continually set a list of all your fears every quarter, every season, and then you do every single thing on that fear list, your life is going to change rapidly. In my opinion, when I've coached people, I often will say the fastest way to get them to level up is we list out every fear that they have on that list. And then we make sure we do every goddamn fear on that list this season. So I want you as a challenge. Put together this little fear journal or even a 1-page sheet. Write down all of the fears that you have and give yourself a challenge to do each one within 90 days. Because you do that for a year, you're not gonna have that many fears left. And at that point, you realize just how big your life can become. Now, one thing I started doing differently in 2024 was I started doing 5 new kinds of journaling exercises that I haven't shared here. And I've actually put them together in a free little download, a PDF download below this video. Check that out. It's my 5 favorite journaling exercises I've used in 2024 to make it the best year ever. So it's right below this video. We'll go through some of the things I've been doing, and you know I love journaling. I have lots of videos on journaling, and I find that they are very good for changing your thinking. So download those and check it out. Now I want to challenge you here to go after your top 3 fears. As a self-challenge, right? Issue this to yourself. So let's say, top of a piece of paper, 90 days from today, their top 3 fears, and I want to write down 1 action step for each fear. And I'll give you 3 examples here of fears that have been mine in prior parts of my life. One is the fear of loneliness. Ultimately, the fear of being alone drives a lot of toxic behavior when it comes to being around people you don't like and being in relationships that are not right. I found that for a lot of people, that codependency purely comes from the fear of being alone. So, in my opinion, if you can learn to be alone, that is one of the healthiest shortcuts to actually being around the right friends and being around the right kind of romantic lovers. Because if you like yourself and you like being alone with yourself, your bar for who you're around in your free time is so much higher. You won't tolerate negativity, criticism, toxic people, flaky people, people whose character isn't right. So write down loneliness. What would be my 1 action step to deal with the fear of loneliness? Newsflash, it's being alone. So if your fear of loneliness is up on that list, I would challenge you to be alone for 30 days. Don't make plans with another human being at all, 7 days a week in the evenings, on the weekends. Just go for hikes, go to cafes alone and read a book or work on your business plan. Push yourself to do that for 30 days and you realize nothing bad happened. A second fear would be the fear of poverty, right? The fear of not having enough money. So for this, what I would say is the easiest way you do that is basically by not spending as much as possible for even just 1 week. Let's say my job dried up, I lose my job, my business fails. For 7 days, can I not spend $1? Literally create like a little spreadsheet and ask yourself, can I not spend $1 in 7 days? Okay, great. Then see how little you could spend just to exist. I remember seeing a story about Elon Musk where he would say that for like a month, he just ate rice and beans. And he spent like $30 the entire month on his food. And he just drank tap water. And he's like, you know what? If I really lost everything, it's not that expensive to exist. If I just wanted to eat rice and beans, a little bit of vegetables, drink tap water, I could do that. This is a worthwhile challenge for all of us. Because once you realize that you don't need that much to actually survive, you'll be okay. And then you have less of the fear of being broke. And let's say your final fear is just being fat and out of shape. Well, I mean, currently, if you are there now, what are you gonna do? You're looking at it in the mirror every day, right? I hate to be harsh, but basically the main thing is, if you are already living inside of a body that is not the body you want to have, then your worst fears come true. And you can look in the mirror and say, my worst fears come true. Neglect or stress or not taking care of myself. And you could say, what is one thing I can do to deal with that fear over the next 30 days? One thing you can do to deal with the fear of being fat and out of shape is just accepting yourself, honestly. Is being like looking in the mirror and being like, you did the best you could up until this point, Alex, but you can do a lot better. And you do that every day. You did the best you could up until this point, but I know you can do better. Because going home, not working out, and eating ice cream is not doing well. Dealing with a breakup by going out and binge eating and smoking weed and drinking is not doing well. A healthy person doesn't do that. You look yourself in the mirror and say, I did the best I could at the moment, but I can do a hell of a lot better going forward. And to me, that's dealing with the fear. So the faster you can address your fears and do them, actually do them. If the fear is being alone, that is keeping you with bad friends and bad lovers, just be alone. And you'll learn that nothing bad happened from it. And then you've exploded that fear, and now your life has infinite potential going forward. Try those 5 journaling exercises I recommend, but think consciously about what your fears are and what's holding you back. And then if you feel comfortable, post below this video as a little fear setting experiment itself. Let me know what one of your fears is you want to work on. I've shared a couple of mine here, and then I'm curious to see what comes up. Before you go, I have one more great related video on the topic of fears and journaling right up here.